Well, good afternoon, you guys. This is Rick Dancer. And boy, our interview a week ago with some protesters in downtown Eugene has really stirred a conversation out there. And people are getting involved. They have ideas. They want to talk about it. And so we are at an old school. I don't even remember what school this is. That's been how long it's been since anybody's really been in this school, I think. But this is a school in Eugene, out in South Eugene. Someone walked up to me this morning and said, Rick, you know what should happen is we ought to have this school. It's empty. It's a vacant school off of Lincoln and 29th. And they said, look at this huge lot. It's just down from Market of Choice and Cascade Manor. And I guess police officers use this for training. There's cars parked in here, but it's an empty school. And the idea somebody had to me was, why don't we take this school lot and make this into a tiny community for people who are experiencing homelessness right now. And the idea that came was, why don't we take this building, this property, and instead of using money to build a new city hall in downtown Eugene, sell the old city hall lot. I'm sure that's a valuable piece of land, and some developer would love to have it to use it. Take that piece of land, add that money to money that you use from I think it's $13 million they have set aside they want to use to build a new city hall, and instead do something that really does something to help our community, and that would be to do something right here on this old school property. Now, it can be done, I'm sure, because Springfield just did it. The school district in Springfield, the city of Springfield, is going together, and they're going to use the old administration building, which was also an old school building, to create a shelter for the Egan warming centers this winter, right away, in downtown Springfield. So it seems to me that here's an idea. You're in South Eugene. You've got a big piece of land here with an old school that's just boarded up and not being used. And you could bring this and make this into something that's usable for people who are experiencing homelessness right now. You guys, I cannot tell you, yes, there are critics out there. There are people yelling at me and screaming at me because I'm not saying what they want me to say. But the bottom line is, we're just coming up with ideas as a community to say, what do we do to solve this problem? And nobody owns the conversation. And you have to remind yourself of that. Nobody owns the conversation. I don't care how much they think they know about it. We all get to have an input in this because this is our community. So again, this is an old school sitting over on Lincoln and 29th. And someone had come up to me, a lot of people are talking about this, and somebody gave me this today and said, you ought to go out there and show this building and see what's possible, because here's a piece of land. What the critics are saying, they don't like, they think I'm being mean and I'm anti-homeless, which is 100% wrong. Because I don't look at it the same way, because I'm dividing homeless protesting with homeless people, they don't like that because they want to tie everybody together when it shouldn't be tied together, in my opinion. And we have a lot of compassionate people in this community who want to help the truly homeless, but we're also tired of people using our downtown to just make into a place where they're leaving their crap and stuff and misbehaving. So that's kind of what we're talking about. But look at this school. I mean, what a great use. It's just sitting here. And like I said, I think police officers in Eugene use this as a training place. They come in here and do some training. So it's basically a building. And it's not the nicest thing, and it may have its issues, but why not try something here? It's sitting right here in South Eugene off of 29th, so it's really close to getting to services downtown or whatever would need to be done. And you could take that $13 million, my figures may be wrong, but I'm not a reporter anymore, but I think it's like $13 million that's set aside for a city hall building, so you can have offices for people in the city, which I think is ridiculous, and take that money, sell the downtown lot where the city hall used to be, or if the county takes that and the city's taking the butterfly lot, sell the butterfly lot to a developer and let them develop that because developers know what they're doing, and the city would have another, what, I don't know, $3-4 million. And you got a chunk of change that you could come out here and actually put some tiny houses out here. I mean, let's dream. There's already a playground right up in there. So if you had families, make it a place for families, you'd actually have a little playground for them. Huge buildings. I mean, look at this building out here. It's amazing. There's a whole building here, and yeah, I know you'd have to redo it, but then look at all the fields and land out there. There's a ton of land out there where I could see tiny little homes and stuff like that out here. You know, I mean, why can't we dream as a community instead of having people put us down because we have different ideas than they do or we don't agree with it? We're just trying to make it so that people, truly homeless people, are getting services, and that people that are just hanging out here to dirty up the community don't get the attention that they're looking for. And because there are solutions to this stuff, there really are, but we have to be willing to dream and think outside the box. So here, look at this. I'm just going to show you. See, look, way over there. So there's a little playground, right? I don't know if you can see it there. Yeah, see, there's a playground and a huge facility. And then look at all the land. I don't know if I'm supposed to be on here. It's probably school property, but wouldn't take that much to get this thing. Look at all that land. There's a ton of land right there. And then this big building. I mean, I'm not a developer, and I don't understand how everything works, and I realize it's not perfect, but you know what? It's better than sleeping out in the cold. And I can see you putting a bunch of families out here and getting them a services and the place that they need. Instead of looking at what we can't do, why don't we start looking at what we can do? And here's the thing. This is not my idea. This is people calling me up on the phone or emailing me and saying, Rick, what if we tried this? So here's the deal. Some of the activists may be ticked off at me because I'm doing this. They may be ticked off because the conversation is changing. Tough. The bottom line is more people are getting involved in the conversation. It's our problem, it's our issue, and we're all getting involved in what's going on here. And that's, I think, a positive thing. So anyway, it's just one more idea. If you have other ideas, these are things we can do, but you need to make your points known. You need to make people know that this is going on, and don't be afraid to have the conversation. Be nice, be kind, and remember, we do have some very wonderful people in our community who are homeless, and they're not the same people that are always hanging out and doing things that kind of drive people crazy. So anyway, that's my idea. Well, actually, it's not. It's an idea that I'm just bringing to you. I am no part of your community. I live in Douglas County, but Rick, I love your ideas there. Well, it's not my ideas. These are, and I know what you're saying. Thank you, Tricia, but these aren't my ideas. These are other people's ideas. And so here's the thing. I'm getting emails from all kinds of people. And it's people that you might not expect to be going, hey, keep asking the questions. Because that's the thing that I think is interesting about the people who are upset at the video that I did when I went over and asked the homeless protesters, or let's just call them protesters, that when I asked them some difficult questions, you know, and they weren't cited or biased or anything like that. Nobody said that. They're just angry that I asked the questions. Well, guess what? We get to ask the questions because it's our community. And there's nothing wrong with asking hard questions and expecting answers. I guess what I wonder is why aren't city leaders going down and asking the same questions of those people? Not just the leader, but the people who are actually out there. They're not bad people, but what are they doing? What's their end goal? I think we need to know that. And but the bottom line is, what irritates me about it is when that group of people gets all the attention, it takes it away from the real issue, which is we got people in our community who are struggling and homeless, and it's freezing. I'm cold right now, and they don't have a place to live. So thank God for shelter care. Thank God for St. Vincent de Paul. Because they're taking care of them. But in the meantime, all this garbage going on downtown is taking the attention away from the real issue and putting it on something that isn't the real issue. And that's the problem. So we need to set the agenda, and we have to have kindness and concern at the top of our list. And I think we have to always be concerned about people and don't judge the people who are truly homeless in our community, and we can help them. There's things we can do, but we can't get wrapped up in the political garbage conversations and the feel good, all that kind of stuff. We have to do some serious action. So again, this idea came to somebody this morning. A bunch of people have been talking about it. They contacted me. I thought it was a good idea. Nobody pays for this show. This is just Rick Dancer doing what Rick Dancer wants to do. And I'm at a school, and I wish I could remember the name of this school, but it sits right on the corner, 29th and Lincoln. It's vacant. It's being used for police stuff. Like training, so it's just a junky old building, but there's a lot of property here. There's a playground here. It would be perfect place to put families who are in need, and it can be done because Springfield just did it with the old Springfield administration building down on oh gosh, what is it, 2nd, I think? It's the administration building. They're going to make it, it's already been made into, it's going to be used for the Eugene warming centers for the winter months. So the city of Springfield, the Springfield School District, and St. Vincent de Paul worked out a deal so they can use that land. So it can be done. Willard Elementary, thank you, Alicia. That, I hope I said your name right. It's Willard, it was Willard Elementary School. So anyway, that's one more thing, a positive to put in there. You know, as we're dealing with Thanksgiving and stuff, I think we should be thankful that we have voices and that we can use them, and thankful that we don't allow people, just because they don't like what we say, they don't get to control what we say. And they can be mean, and they can call me an effer, and they can call me all the little things they want to call me, but they're not going to shut us up, because we really believe there's a problem too. And just because they're the experts, or the so-called experts, doesn't mean we can't come up with ideas in our community to help solve this problem. Because despite what they say, we do care. We do have hearts. We are compassionate. We aren't against the homeless. We are for people having better lives. And if that means we have to take bag building a city hall for $13 million, if we have to sell a downtown lot to make get more money, and then come out here and work out a deal with the school district or whoever owns this place, and with neighbors, and put something in here that shows compassion and care, well, that's what we can do. We don't need the political bullshit to try to control the conversation. I'm done with that. And I love your ideas. You know, maybe some of them aren't feasible. I don't know. But we're talking. And you know what? That's probably what scares our opponents the most. The people who have controlled the message probably don't like the fact that we are now finally getting involved. And thank God they did what they did, but we get to be involved with this too. So anyway, share this on your page. Let people know. Talk. If you have other ideas, let people know. Start talking about it. And don't be angry. The thing you should be the angriest at is not the people bitching behind my back or slapping me upside the head, whatever. You know, what we should be angry about is that we have people in our community who are suffering, and in the meantime, all this other noise is going on to take the conversation away from what really matters, and that's the truly homeless in Eugene and Springfield. So anyway, that's all I got for you. Tonight at 5 o'clock, we're going to be at the 5th Street Public Market. Big event coming up this weekend, and I've heard in the forecast that there's snow coming tonight. So I will explain that at 5 o'clock from the 5th Street Public Market. In the meantime, you know, keep your propeller in the water. Don't let them silence you. They can't silence you. That's not what their job is. So again, we're at Willard. Was it Willard or Willard? That's what I can't remember. I think it was Willard? I think it's, yeah, okay. Well, anyway, we're at an elementary school in Springfield. So I want to thank the people who gave me that idea. It was an awesome idea. Fun to be out doing my job. And again, no sponsor for this show. This is just Rick Dancer doing Get Real with Rick Dancer. All right, I'll see you tonight, 5 o'clock, 5th Street Public Market. If you don't like what we're talking about, turn it off. That's all you have to do. All right, see you guys later. Share this on your page. Really, you guys, the more you share it, the more it goes around, okay? That's just how it works, and we need people talking. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.